Looney is very well camouflaged, but he's very peaceful. Maybe that's the message. Anyway, welcome back. Hope you had a good meditation. You found good stillness, good centering, good absorbing. The topic this week is this interesting fine line between uh, being into action and letting it be. And it sort of occurred to me that it's in line with there's nothing new under the sun. The serenity prayer of the recovery movement. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. By the way, that prayer was co-opted by the recovery movement. The recovery movement didn't think of it. It just stole it from somebody else. There's a beautiful longer version of that prayer. There's an interesting story about how that prayer became associated with the recovery movement. Anyway, I digress. But if you kind of distill that prayer down and think about what it's asking for, if you had to use fewer words, we'd be praying for uh, serenity, courage, and wisdom. Serenity, courage, and wisdom. It seems to me like that sort of applies to this question we're asking this week is when do we take our foot off the pedal? When have we done enough? When are we subject to the law of diminishing returns? Have you ever been arrested for breaking the law of diminishing returns? I think we all have. It's called getting sick or overdoing it or stressing ourselves out or burning out, where we think our own individual effort and being into continuous 110% action is required and necessary and demanded of us. And it's pretty easy to see how self-will can kick in here, and we could think that we could, through our own native actions and our own self-will, bring ourselves into a position where we could bring the infinite into our finite consciousness. And it's pretty easy to see the trouble that we can get into when we do that. And so the necessity sometimes to simply let stillness and silence wash over us, and to realize that we are to a large degree self-correcting mechanisms. It seems to me what we're really seeking, whether we're being silent or whether we're being into action, is to bring ourselves into alignment, bring ourselves into that beautiful agreement, resonance, confluence with the infinite. And sometimes it definitely takes being into action to do that, especially if we've been misbehaving for a while. We need to go to our therapy appointments. We need to go to the gym. We need to go to the store and buy some good food. We need to be of service and go uh, assist at some sort of event. Or, I could name 100 different ways that we need to be into action and be into service. And there are simply times where we can overdo that. We burn out and we need to just let it be. And in this winter solstice period, which is such a precious time of the year as the sun is barely creeping up and the days are cold and dark, there's such a beautiful time for this quiet and this self-reflection. And as I'm reflecting over it, it seems to me that if you have been working the spiritual angle for a while, for all this year and many years prior, there is a time where into action, as beautiful as it is, gives way to into stillness and into peace, where we simply become quiet, we become restful, we get the cat on our lap, we let the cat purr, and we realize that this alignment thing that we are also urgently seeking inside of ourselves is such a natural gift to us, and we can take it easy and we can sit and we can look out our window or we can sit in our rocking chair. Are we absolved of being into action for the rest of our lives? Of course not, because I think most of us realize that being into action is no longer the burden or the duty or the obligation. It's such a joy to be into action, to practice our instruments, to serve our friends, to exercise, to all the things that we do. And this is the time of year to let it go, to let it be, to relax into alignment and be in very much absorbing mode of this love, light, and truth that's being broadcast to each and every one of us. So I invite you to err on the side of ease and comfort and alignment, and take it easy today. Let it be, and I'll see you all tomorrow.